What do you do when the left lies about everything? What do you do when the left not only lies about the news, they completely make it up? What do you do when the left creates their own reality based on entirely false narratives? What do you do when the left takes things so out of context that they end up meaning exactly the opposite of what they were supposed to mean? What do you do when the leftist media twist every single word someone like Tucker Carlson says, and then they want to cancel him based on their made-up lies? What do you do when leftist tech tyrants cancel your Facebook account with $1 million business attached to it? What do you do when leftist tech tyrants monopolize a speech platform and then decide only one kind of speech is acceptable? What do you do when leftist tech tyrants purposely conspire to shut down a competitor just because they're conservative? What do you do when the leftist media covers for Marxists and anarchists? What do you do when the leftist media ignores repeated attempts to overturn an election just because they're not happy with it? You know they did that in 2016.
What do you do when the mainstream media keeps repeating the mantra, there is no evidence of widespread voter fraud, when they absolutely know that is not true? What do you do when leftist policies make it impossible for the police to do their job? What do you do when everything the left says about the right is complete fabrication? What do you do when the leftist media repeatedly and purposely slanders conservatives? What do you do when the president of your country is nearly comatose, but the media keeps covering for him? What do you do when the leftist media is so enthralled their side won that they don't care in the least what the president actually does? What do you do when it's patently obvious to everyone that the president of the United States is not mentally capable of doing his job? What do you do when the giant leftist tech platforms end up manipulating people to vote for the candidate they want? You know they did it. What do you do when the leftist media has a ridiculously biased double standard? What do you do when every leftist thinks that Fox News should be canceled, but they can't see the slightest bias in CNN or MSNBC? What do you do when leftist tech tyrants encourage the harassment of white people? What do you do when you know for sure there were significant anomalies in the last election, but the media keeps telling you there weren't any? What do you do when leftist government goons keep trying to force you into doing something that you don't want to do? And what do you do when the leftists do exactly what they say they're going to do and try to take your guns away? What are you gonna do?